Peace, peace, peace. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? All right, all right, all right. All right. Introduction, spiritual ascension, part 2, which should be pretty brief. I'm just laying the foundation. Um, so one thing that I think is necessary to talk about today will be your aura. And your aura is essentially a ignorant energy signature, or the energy that's radiating from your physical vessel. All right, it's the energy that's radiating from your physical vessel. And in Aramaic, Hebrew, light is or. You see, we have an aura. All right, we have an aura. All right, which is the light and energy that's radiating from our body. So something that's really important to understand is that the physical reality and the spiritual reality has a relationship with one another. They both affect one another. All right. So you need to understand that it's things that you need to do to get yourself in a place to be more accessible to the spiritual world. And there's also things that you need to do to strengthen your own spiritual nature. It's things that needs to be taking place in your character, in your physical vessel, to strengthen your aura. All right? To strengthen that aura. All right? So, just to keep it basic and to keep it simple, there's things that's very normal in everyday life that we partake in haphazardly, not understanding the effects that these things have on our spiritual nature and on our aura. Idle talk, talking for no reason. See, words are powerful. All right. The ability to speak is a powerful gift. All right. And I'm gonna get in, and we're gonna get into why. Well, let's just get into why. And as this pertains to the aura, the energy that's manifesting from your body. Because see, when you strengthen your aura and you strengthening that energy signature that's radiating from your body, you essentially become magical. That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Magic is real. I hate to be the one to break the news to you, you know. And when you're talking about the magic, now you're really talking about the occult. If you want to talk about the real occult and what the occult is really, now you're talking about magic. But magic is a very spicy topic because it's forbidden. But how can something be forbidden that is natural? See, you have no idea that magic is actually natural because you have no idea what magic really is. And that's what I'm explaining to you right now. To know what magic really is, you will have to go to the first written explanation of magic. In the first written explanation of magic, you will find in hieroglyphics, or better, Medu Neter. And this is the writing system that's used in ancient Egypt. And there's a term that's called Heka. Okay? And this word comprises two symbols. And the symbols is, which they say, which is the H sound. They say is an H sound. And they say that it's two intertwined sticks. And the other symbol is two raised hands, similar to what you see when someone scores a field goal and the referee raises hands up. Or when you in church and you want to catch the spirit and you raise your hands up. You know what I'm saying? That's the Ka. So it's two symbols for two sounds, Heka. But what's interesting to me about the intertwined twigs is that it really resembles a DNA strand. And your Ka is, in ancient Egypt, was a spiritual body. Okay? Just like, don't want to get this wrong here. They would give offerings to a Ka. Similar to what you would do if somebody, passed away and you might leave something. You might leave something at their gravesite or whatever the case may be. That's for their Ka. That's an energy signature that was left behind. That's a part of you, but was also left behind. All right, because you are, I want to say multiplicit, but I don't think that's a word. But you have layers of an energy signature, and this is also taught about in the ancient Egyptian doctrine with the Ka, Naba, Nasahu, Naaku, all right, and the Sekhem, all right. But you can also see this in the Hebrew doctrine, all right, with the Nefesh, the Nashima, the Ruach, the Echada. So you have layers of energy signatures, all right. So let's get back to the aura. Let's get back to the Heka. And so the Ka is a spiritual body. All right. And when you use your Heka, which they call magic, so don't forget that this is magic. This is you using your spiritual nature to affect. You're using spiritual energy to affect physical things. So that's what magic is using your spiritual nature, your spiritual energy to affect physical things. So if you have a strong aura, which is your spiritual energy, that energy that's radiating from outside of your body, you are magical. So magic is natural, but it makes sense. It makes sense to demonize magic for many different reasons. For one, everybody's not going to believe in it. There's people who's not going to understand these sciences and going to render them false and a bunch of bull crap because they don't have the, I want to say, fortitude to really understand these things, and they don't know who they are, right? And they just, these type of people was always talked about in every spiritual tradition. They're spiritually dead. They're empty shells. These people are damned. All right. So these people are really talked about in about every spiritual system. But anyways, and it's also demonized because it's obvious that they don't want people using their power just to harm other people, But even though people do this anyways, case example, if you are around a whole bunch of people that have negative intentions and negative feelings about you, you're going to feel that in some type of way, shape, or form. If you walk into a room or you go to a party and that whole party ain't feeling you, and it's a bad vibe, you're going to feel that vibe and you're going to get the hell out of there. Because you're going to feel that energy. All right? Because that's how the spiritual world and spiritual nature can affect your physical world. Because you got to understand that the spirit energizes the body. When the spirit leaves the vessel is no longer. All right? So the spiritual world and the spiritual nature does affect the physical reality, the physical realm. So things can affect your aura, the way you live your life, the way that you think. All right, so now we're going to go back to where I was. Hopefully I explain what magic is. Hopefully I explain what your aura is. And hopefully I explain Heka, you know what I'm saying, to give you an idea of what's really taking place. So, someone is doing black magic. If you're around some haters, they're doing black magic on you. That's what black magic is, because they have negative intentions on you and they want to see negative things happen to you. If you tell somebody about something that you want to do, but they secretly really despise you and secretly want to see you fail, that's black magic. Their intentions means no good to you. All right? But it's a step further when one has knowledge on really how to strengthen their energy to have a stronger effect on the physical reality, which makes it even worse. But I was just giving you an example of how people do this in everyday life, not understanding their own energy that they have. You see? So yes, people can become evil, and do evil things with their intentions, and even partake in spiritual sciences to do bad things to people. That's possible. Okay? All right? But it's also not fair to demonize someone who recognizes and understand the power that they have and is responsible with it. All right? So this really is not for everybody. All right? It's really not for everybody. Having a weapon is not for everybody. Some people can't or isn't mature enough to have a weapon responsibly. Hopefully that's a good example. So, idle talk, gossip, these things affect your aura. These are regular things that you do every day on a daily basis, a lot of us, and you have no idea on how this affects your aura and your spiritual nature. See, if you're going to sin spiritually, you got to get in tune spiritually. You got to understand that spiritually is the most important thing, because everything is spiritual. And the spiritual world is running this physical world. Okay? So it's very important. So you gotta get in tune. And you really have to be in tune every minute, every second of the day. And you could become very powerful and very safe. Okay? Because the aura is real, and having a big, strong aura, like, when you see somebody who can attract a crowd, who can just attract people, who just has charisma, people just flaunt to them, that's the aura. People feel your aura. I can look at somebody and make them look, not make them look at me, But I can notice, like, if I look at somebody, they can feel my energy. That's when I started to notice I got a strong aura. I can't stare at nobody because they gonna feel it. They gonna feel my energy being directed towards them. So I can't be staring at nobody. I can't, I ain't even gonna go there. So, I don't want to make this video long. I really don't. But it's just like so much I really want to talk about. But I just want to lay the foundation for when the time is right and I can really, you know, start getting into these things deeper and we can really have some fun. But before I shut down, I want to see, is there anything else that I want to say before I shut down? But things like idle talk, gossip, you partake in these things and it affects your spiritual nature, it affects your aura. So you got to have a code of conduct. You got to have a code of conduct and how to engage with people to protect your aura and to protect your spiritual nature. You can't do everything. You can't go around everybody. It's not about hating nobody. It's not about disliking nobody. It's about a goal that you have spiritually. You're walking the path. You're walking the path that everybody can't follow. So people not going to understand this path and how you choose to live your life because, you're rising. You're rising. You come into a place that everybody is not going to go. All right? You come into a place where everybody is not going to go. And that's just pretty much it. That's pretty much it. So you gotta safeguard, your surroundings. You can't partake into mundane things. You can't partake into the profane. You have to get spiritually in tune. All right? Getting into nature. Listening to nature. Of course, meditation. Of course, reading sacred texts. Or doing anything that ignites your spiritual, that spiritual energy. Anything that ignites that inside of you. It could be various things. But the most important thing is to understand those things that can damage your aura. That could damage your aura, like wasting of the sexual energy. Wasting of the sexual energy is damaging your aura. And of course, obvious sins that we all should know, because all of us came up in some sort of a spiritual doctrine, some sort of a religious doctrine, that talks about lying, and all of the normal things that we was raised up on, some stuff that you should already know. And even though those things are speaked about and talked about in a religious format, and we always seen them through a religious point of view, but from the esoteric point of view, you start to understand that these things that's talked about and that's shunned and said that you shouldn't do, these things affect your aura and they affect your spiritual nature. Okay? And I'm glad I kept talking because I thought about something else that I want to speak about before we shut down, and that's purity. Purity, that's you're becoming pure. All right? You're becoming pure when you choose not to sin and do these and live a certain life and do these things. You become pure. All right? Like, when you think about a detox, you go on a water fast or something like that, and you're cleaning out your body, you becoming pure. There's no filth inside of you. You cleaning out, you're getting rid of all of that filth. So think about that on your aura. You're cleaning your aura out. You don't have that filth, and you're just pure light. Now you're radiating at a certain frequency. You see what I'm saying? And you becoming pure, purity. So I'm going to shut down. Really didn't intend to go this long. Peace. I hope y'all like the information. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up. Support. Show love. Peace. I'll be back. Holla.